Hello and good afternoon. My name is Misty AG, and today I'm going to be discussing with you guys a little bit about effective classroom seating arrangements. This is something that not very many people out of education think about. If you aren't a teacher, you don't think about this stuff, and it's probably not interesting to you, but it is to me because I'm an education major myself. Items, equipment, and individuals can be distracting, according to Evertson, Emmer, and Worsham. No truer words can be spoken, really, because they can be. Do you need to have the pencil sharpener by the student with ADHD always messing with it? Probably not the best idea there. Depending on where your distractions are, you need to be sure that you place your students in the correct place, either close to the distraction if it's not going to be a distraction for them, or away from the said distraction if that is going to be a distraction for them. And of course, prevention is key. Preventing distractions, Shores, Gunter, and Jack. Yes, preventive measure is key. You need to be sure that you go in your classroom the first day and you don't just have a bunch of desks lying around in different random places. You need to have a seating chart. You can make it to where you can change that seating chart where it is, very flexible there. Effective teacher monitoring and moving around the room is very, very important according to Evertson, Emmer, and Worsham. Yes, because what teacher is going to just sit at their desk all day and instruct? Probably not many. Because if you know you're in elementary school classroom, especially like I'm going to be, you're going to be up on your feet quite a bit through the day and moving around. You need to be able to not have to squeeze through tight spaces and jump over backpacks. You need to have a plan in place not only for the desk, but the items in the room themselves and the students in the rooms themselves. Of course, frequently used equipment, as I've mentioned above, and materials need to be easily accessible according to Shores, Gunter, and Jack for maximizing access. Think about this. You have the pencil sharpener, but you have it in an area that there's not a whole lot of room. Probably not the best idea. You need to move that pencil sharpener where there can be high traffic area. Of course, the teacher needs to have a clear line of sight at all times. The teacher needs to be able to see every single student in the room. Of course, we're talking about lesson purpose here next, where seating arrangement needs to be dependent on the lesson purpose, according to Evertson, Emmer, and Worsham. Think about it. The teacher has a group activity, but the desks are in rows and the students are all scattered out through the room. Probably not the best idea there. Be sure that if you have group work, that you have groups of desks, or if it's individualized work like a test or something like that, make it to where students can't cheat. Make it to where the students are individually placed and nobody else is going to distract them, like in a row or something like that. Flexibility of room arrangement enables different room formats. Think about this. I have not ever known a teacher that had the same classroom setup the beginning of the year to the end of the year. They're always moving stuff around, and that's because their lesson changes. And there needs to be a flexibility there. There needs to be a different format because every single day you're going to be doing different activities with your students, and you need to make sure that the room that you work with that flexibility. Students need easy access to supplies, according to Evertson, Emmer, and Worsham, due to movement with ease. Again, we come in here with the pencil sharpener idea. It's probably not the best idea that we put supplies, pens, markers, glue in an area where the student can't reach or the student can't get to. Like in a kindergarten classroom, it's probably a good idea to have like glue and scissors if they're not placed in a student desk, someplace across the room in a low-lying area. That way they can get to them, but it's not super, super easy to get to. Constrained spaces increase physical contact and tension, according to Hall. Yeah, this is true. When you have an area that's small and a lot of students in that area, you need to make sure that they're spaced out at a decent space, because if not, you are not going to be able to move around with these. The students won't be able to. They'll be tripping over everybody's belongings. It's probably not good. And the constrained spaces, as I said, they cause, physical contact. Some students don't like to be touched. And that just creates tension because there's so many problems every single day with how you as a teacher have set up your room. I hope that you have learned quite a bit about seating arrangement and that it's not so boring after all. And I bid you adieu till next time. See you then.